Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. I am your host. Folks, I hope that no matter where you're at in the world, especially here in the States where there is a ton of snowstorms, we hope that you are safe and you are protected. And, of course, loved and warm. Fine folks, in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, again, today, we have another member. And this is someone that you all possibly can relate to. Some of you. This patriot says, "Good morning. I just want to say thank you to everyone. I've been lurking in the room, the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, for about a month. I finally got up the nerve to reach out to the banks and several private wealth management companies. While I sort of goofed up my first initial meeting with the Tier 1 bank, I came back into the room and figured out what I did wrong, and went back and reached out again to a top Tier 1 bank. After an initial conversation, they scheduled me an in-person appointment with their wealth management department and private wealth manager for tomorrow." Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the things that many of our members have shared, is that they may have gone in initially incorrectly with what we call guru breath, where they are saying the wrong things, not realizing that they are saying the wrong things. Much of what they have learned in Dinar land, because 99.9% of it is wrong. They come into the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room after they've made those mistakes. We help them to correct the mistakes, and they go back to the same bank, and it's like night and day. They're able to establish the relationships with the actual bankers who are going to exchange their currencies, and wealth managers who are going to grow their wealth. You have an opportunity as well. All you have to do is click the link at the top of the description to join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room. We will wrap our arms around you, help you, guide you to establish the relationships with the bankers that are going to exchange your currency, and the wealth managers who will help you as well. Goldilocks has laid out over the last several years the process of the RV globally. Wiley, myself, and the team, the tribe, we are helping the members to get prepared at the banks based on our experience and our financial background and experience that we are sharing in the room with the members, and along with what Goldilocks, first and foremost, has been preparing us for several years. Speaking of Goldilocks, just got off the phone with Goldilocks, and prior to that, I reviewed all of what Goldilocks is sharing today. Folks, if you are not familiar with XRP, I'm not going to give you financial advice, but if you are not familiar with XRP, we highly encourage you to become familiar. Goldilocks has shared before that XRP is the technology via Ripple that will instantly exchange our currencies in the global financial system, the new financial system, via the QFS. We have some very important updates on that. And then on the importance of the World Trade Organization for Iraq. Let's jump right into it. XRP, folks, and the Ripple network are considered to be a potential new financial infrastructure because they offer an alternative to traditional banking systems for cross-border transactions. In other words, folks, XRP offers an alternative to the old banking system for currency exchanges in the new banking system. See, beautiful people, the old banking system doesn't completely work with XRP and the quantum financial system, although there is a merge. XRP and the transactions of currency exchanges for the QFS are seamless and work together. What XRP does is it allows low cost and fast transactions that are scalable, and also they standardize all the technical protocols needed for our currency exchanges. Goldilocks has been sharing the importance of XRP, but more and more related to XRP is coming into the fray. It may have something to do with Donald Trump returning to the White House, being that also President Trump and the CEO of Ripple recently met. There's no coincidence why they met. And actually, I'm quite sure they have over the years met several times, had several discussions, but now shortly we will see what has been transpiring behind the scenes between President Trump and Ripple. We hope that you are doing some homework and due diligence, not necessarily for investment, although that's not a bad idea, but also for your understanding of how XRP is related to our exchanges and how it will transpire. Speaking of Ripple, then Goldilocks is sharing about Ripple's stablecoin named RLUSD. Let me just say this for you to understand. RLUSD, folks, is a stable coin. All stable coins are 1-to-1, meaning the value of 1-to-1 US dollar. It will not be more. The value of RLUSD will not be more than $1. It's not an investment tool. It is a tool in itself as a stable coin to stabilize our currencies in the global market. If you are seeing on many channels anywhere across the internet the possibilities that are being perpetrated for RLUSD to be an investment tool, such as $2, $3, $5, $10 plus, nope, that's guru foo-foo. They have no clue what they are sharing. The RLUSD will never be more than $1 US. All stable coins are structured for the maximum $1 US. Do your homework, you'll see it for yourself. Now let's talk about RLUSD. It's very important though to our exchanges. As a stable coin, RLUSD, which is Ripple's stable coin, contributes to what's called a decentralized financial system. What's a decentralized financial system? The quantum financial system, decentralized, meaning, for example, all the currencies that you hold, whether it's the dong, whether it's the US, whether it's the Dinar, US dollar too, every currency is controlled by the central bank, like the CBI, Central Bank of Iraq, is the central bank that controls the dinar. That's the central bank. Well, the RLUSD contributes to a decentralized financial system. Folks, the blockchain, the QFS, is not controlled by the central banks because it's a decentralized technology, meaning that it takes the banks out of the equation so that there is no intermediaries or middlemen, because that's what the banks are. So with Ripple's stable coin being decentralized, that gives us the power of a stable technology to back currencies, whereby it provides the stability for currencies not to crash. Why? Because the stable coin provides the stability to back that currency along with gold. The RLUSD, folks, will be integrated into the quantum financial system to provide the stability, the liquidity, meaning cash flow, and the accessibility to all currencies. A recent publication from Fox Business News spotlights a statement by Bank of America that they are conducting 100% of its internal transactions using XRP. You see the value in the usage? Internal transactions are financial activities that occur within a company, or let's say within a bank, rather than a third party. For a bank, internal transactions could include transfers, deposits, or withdrawals. Here we have Bank of America, and this is not the only bank, folks, that is converting to using XRP. The ISO 222 compliance, majority of all banks have already converted and are in compliant. Therefore, majority of all banks are prepared for all transactions, including exchanges, because of the ISO 222 compliance, which, yes, XRP is, via Ripple. And don't forget, Iraq partnered with the Ripple partner, Temenos, last year. Yes, Iraq technically is just about ready. Now the World Trade Organization, Goldilocks, is sharing that last summer, I believe it was July, that Iraq, it was announced, actually before July, it was maybe May, that Iraq announced that they are returning to talks after 16 years with the World Trade Organization. Fast forward, Iraq has qualified. But what Goldilocks wants you to be aware of is there is a difference between what's called an international rate and what's called a market rate. You're hearing constantly Iraq being international, going international, having an international rate. Do you even know what an international rate is? That's okay. You don't have to. We will share with you. But it's important to understand there's a difference between international rate and market rate. International rate is what we will see at the banks. Market rate is the rate that Iraq will have with the World Trade Organization in the other countries. Iraq is transitioning into a market economy, which means their resources will be allocated and the value on the dinar will be based upon new demands for the dinar exchanged on the market. Hence, market rate. A market rate will be formed from these World Trade Organization meetings to determine a fair price in trade. The first quarter of this year, it's expected that Iraq will meet with the World Trade Organization in what's called the Fourth Working Party. That was announced August of last year by the WTO. A market rate refers to the price of which a currency, let's say the dinar, is traded on the open market, determined by supply and demand. An international rate, let's say for the dinar or any currency, simply means that that rate is what you can exchange at the bank. Key point that Goldilocks wants to share with you. While banks are exchanging services might offer slightly different rates to you and I, adding a profit, those rates are still based on the underlying market rate. To have an international rate for, let's say, the dinar or any currency, you must also have a market rate, as the international rate is essentially the current market value of the dinar or any other currency. Bottom line, I'm going to break it down to you in layman's terms. The international rate is the rate that we will see on Forex and can exchange at the banks. The market rate, again, is what Iraq will have as a rate between the 160 plus countries within the WTO. Now, there may be an opportunity to exchange at the international rate, which is what we'll see on Forex and also, yes, the CBI, because the CBI, the rate that will show there first, is what will populate with Forex. So, pay attention to what I'm about to say and listen carefully. There may be an opportunity to exchange at the international rate, and there may be an opportunity to exchange later down the line in a short period at the market rate, which is the rate with the WTO, whereby that rate may potentially be higher than the initial international rate. I'm expressing this in possibilities and not absolutes. But the possibility does exist that the rate will be higher at the market rate with the WTO versus sooner as an international rate. I'm expressing this as the possibilities versus absolutes, because in the global financial market or any financial market, there is no absolutes of rates. When I say that, I mean daily, because rates do fluctuate. So, if I can try to express this a little better for you, let's just say if you have a plan of the possibility, I'll say it like this. The initial rate that comes out from Iraq, just think that there might be a possibility that that rate will float up to a higher rate when it goes to a market rate with the WTO. That's how you can kind of look at it. So it's just having a plan. Some may choose to exchange at the international rate and just ride off into the sunset. Some may choose differently. But what Goldilocks wants you to understand is that there is a difference. Therefore, there is a possibility. Now, that doesn't mean that there's a long period of time to wait between the difference of those rates. Goldilocks just wants you to understand of what those possibilities are. Therefore, you might want to have in the back of your mind a plan. In fact, I heard Wiley say it best, is to have a threshold where you may want to exit, like an exit strategy. Someone may want to exit at the international rate, whatever that may be, and just move on with your life. That possibility exists. So at least you understand and know now that the initial rate as an international rate, you can choose to exchange there or some, and then exchange some at the possibility of a higher rate down the line. And yes, that dispels the myth and rumors of quote unquote double dipping. There is no such thing as double dipping when it comes to exchanges, ladies and gentlemen. That is another foolish term, foolish guru foo-foo that they've put out there because they have no clue about the financial markets. Double dipping only really, not only, but double dipping applies to potato chips, particularly Pringles, and dipping. Folks, we love you. We appreciate you. Click on the link at the top of the description. You can join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room to join many folks that are wrapped with love in getting the information to prepare for their exchanges with their bankers and wealth managers. Also, the link to the CBI to see the rate of the Iraqi dinar will be the second link in the description. Don't be fooled by all these rates that are thrown out there on the internet to keep you clicking and going back to where the foolishness occurs. Directly to the CBI, you'll see the rate. Click the link, scroll down to the middle. It's right there. Don't be fooled. We love you.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.